Good morning, El Paso. Welcome back to the podcast. That is AMP El Paso podcast at AMP EPTX on all your major social media sites, right? Or platforms. I don't know what you want to call it. Let me try to rearrange this here. Still going with a new microphone. It's a little bulky, but I'm going to stick with it. How have you been? How has everybody been this week? I hope you've all been well. It's been kind of a crazy weekend. A lot of things were canceled. A lot of people stayed home. How are you? First of all, right? How you doing? Are you staying warm? I hope. I don't know what to do in these situations, man. It's crazy cold. Some people are having a hard time. I heard that El Paso was opening warming centers. I'm not too sure what it means. Oddly enough, honestly, as El Paso, as Texans, we kind of get a lot of crap from the rest of the state, right? That a lot of people. I guess now we've become kind of not popular, not famous, but we've been in the news a lot. How's that? And I know a lot of people before, like whenever I started truck driving and I would meet people, and this was 2013 maybe, around there I think. I would meet a lot of people, and just because of my face, just how I look, just really really native, or like a Mexican or whatever. I don't know what people think of me when they see me, but certainly people certainly have an opinion. Not that I'm bothered. I mean, it doesn't. I don't really mind. It's okay. I know what I look like. We all have things that what we look like, right? Where we have to deal with, like, oh, like, are you like mixed black? Are you like mixed with something? Are you Hispanic? Are you Asian? Are you so? Everybody has their own thing, where people are always here in El Paso. I don't think we get that a lot because most of us are just Mexican, I guess. But I know people, if you have something very noticeable or even features and stuff like that, you get a lot of people that are always, I don't know, people always want to find something on you, right? They want to be like, oh, I think you're that. I think you're this. I think you're that. And honestly, I don't mind. It's okay, I guess. I mean, what's the difference, right? Where I know a lot of people do care. Anyway, um, being from El Paso, just so I could go back to the beginning before I get lost with all these things. I would get people that wondered, oh, where is that? Where is El Paso? Is that Mexico? Is that New Mexico? Is that even in the U.S.? Are you Mexican? Like, yes, I am Mexican, and El Paso is not in Mexico. Like, we're right on the corner. And most of the time, we get a lot of crap from the rest of Texas because we're like we're not, not to get really political here, but like most of the state is what's the colors? I don't even know the colors. Like most of the state is like uh, Republican, right? Which I don't know if it's blue or red. Anyway, so we're always a little tip top of like the furthest West Texas. The far West Texas where mile 0 and mile 1 of I-10 begins, and we always get like, oh, well, that's not technically Texas or whatever. And now I've been seeing all these like memes, and people are making fun of how El Paso is the only one that has like electricity and stuff. My heart does go out to the people in Juarez across border. I know we all have family, and I know most of us, right? And I know it sucks if you have family down there. Just hearing them have to struggle with. I know they had. I don't know if it was shutoffs or if it was just the weather was too severe to where they were in very tough situations, right? And since eventually I do want to partner this podcast up with our brothers and sisters in Juarez, I don't really have the ball rolling, but I already have a few ideas on people that I want to contact over there. I do want to show I think it's mutual for the most part. I would hope it's mutual. Um, the kind of love, affection, or that care, how we care about our sister city, right? And the same goes for Las Cruces. Um, I know there's always like we all give each other a hard time and everything, but uh, this area are a little. I told my sister that we usually call it the Tri City because whenever I've heard that there's more than one city, usually if it's three, they usually call it the Tri City area. Um, and when I guess when push comes to shove, we really kind of stand by each other. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now, where um, the city went through kind of a tough time, and I heard we had a big pile up over on the west side. I don't know if it was technically before you cross the state line or if it was within El Paso. But I did hear that uh, there was a pileup. I want to say it was probably like 20 cars, something like 20 cars and trucks, stuff like that. Um, so I mean, it's still really rough, right? It's around here, around. I'm sorry, you can probably hear my dogs out here. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty rough. Luckily, I didn't really hear about a lot of accidents here within the city. Not more than your usual, thankfully, right? Um, but still, like I try to be prepared most of the time, and then I hear people not even online. Like I haven't seen anything on my social media. I haven't seen anything about uh, people hoarding stuff, thankfully, or hoarding gas, or the prices going up. I mean, the price of things are going up. Usually, when a new like president comes in or whatever, things change, right? For that first like 3 months, things go really crazy, and then people want to go all like, "Oh, it's because this president is this president is that." No, it's like it's things fluctuate because other people um, react to all these things, right? And really, I mean, come on, if you're like me, we're we're kind of bottom of the barrel people, right? We're at the mercy. Like I don't have any influence in like the economy and stuff like that. And I'm an artist. I mean, what am I gonna do? Like my thing is theater, and honestly, I mean, we've been kind of screwed since the pandemic started. We have to resort to online and things that are more virtual and even events. But for the most part, we're always there. That's something that you're always going to need. You're always going to need artists. And I mean, honestly, this is why I did this podcast. I want a place, I want to make a hub where all artists can come together. I could have these interviews and just interview our local artists and stuff like that and give them some exposure, give them some following, bring people together to all the weird and crazy art that you're into. Hopefully, not too crazy. Anyway, whatever, right? I'm just trying to get, if there's something that you're involved into in any artistic manner, that's what I want to do. And that's what I've been doing. That's how this whole podcast thing started. So, obviously, last year was rough. I saw a post on Facebook that said it was probably one of my friends' friends, and it said, "I'm glad we're done with this winter storm. That we could go back to the calm of the pandemic." Which, I mean, come on, that's hilarious, right? That's really funny. Um, and it seems this was just a thing. We got the forecast and the weather forecast and everything like that. We knew it was going to get cold, and we're all kind of having a hard time with just the pandemic and everything. Can you guys hear that dog? Hopefully not. It's my neighbor has these crazy dogs. I might have to pause this and then just come back. That way, he barks at my dog, and my dog just stands there like She's she just wants to play, and she doesn't really bark. So it's usually the neighbor. I don't know if I'm gonna have to pause here. All right, it sounds like he stopped, but if he keeps barking, I'm just gonna put my dog in, right? That way I could have my 30 minutes here for a recording. Anyway, so last week we had a good time. We had a really good time. We went to the Idea and C3. Okay. Sorry, I just got a text from my insurance person, and dude, let me just finish this, and then I'll text you back, man. Just chill out. Yeah. So last week we had that the Idea Public Schools. They had their farmers market and car show, along with the C3 Car Club up in Horizon, Texas. And it was a good time. I've been seeing a lot of people, a lot of my like closer friends have been telling me that they've been watching the live afterwards, and everybody's giving me advice and everything, and I appreciate it. That was the very first live I did. I felt, I don't know, I'm not comfortable doing lives and stuff like that, and I've heard that it's natural for you not to like your own voice and everything. I like to talk, but I've heard it's like a natural thing, or like a human nature thing, that you're not supposed to like how your voice sounds. Something to do with how it resonates inside your brain when it comes out of your mouth, and then it goes into like a recording device, and then it comes back into your skull, how it bounces and rattles around in your brain. So you're not supposed to like how your voice sounds on recordings, either video or audio recording or whatever. And that's totally normal. Which that's one of the reasons why I didn't feel too comfortable just being like, oh hey, like, welcome to the car show and farmers market with Idea Horizon Public Schools and the C3 Car Club of El Paso. It's okay. I mean, like I said, I like my voice, but with it being the first live, that is kind of what my aim is. I know a lot of people will see, okay, well, what's the artistic aspect of a car show? Well, the artistic aspect of the car show is how you fix the car. I'm a big car guy. I'm not the world's greatest mechanic. I could hold my own, but I'm not, like these cars, especially the paint jobs, are works of art. Or even if welding, we didn't have any there, but some off-road vehicles and stuff like that. Well, if they have custom-made roll cages and stuff like that, which I learned that they all have to be certified and everything, which, I mean, makes sense. Those are all works of art. Whatever your combination of your wheels to your paint job and the little modifications that you did, either like a spoiler or the little anything, fairings and the fenders, to the paint. There's a lot of people here that do great paint jobs, and that is, I mean, that's really, come on, that's art right there. You're painting. It's your canvas is the car. So that's kind of where the car shows and everything like that. I do not want to just kind of fixate myself on car shows. I do want to get, I've been trying to get with musicians and stuff like that. One of the things that I want to kind of highlight here around El Paso is our motorcycle culture, because I think I've mentioned this before, but we have a lot of different styles of motorcycles. We have all our sports bikes guys. I know the Doomsdays guys have all their dirt bikes. And then we have most of the older gentlemen that like to cruise around here, which actually met a few last week, that like their Harleys. And, those are the style that I've come to appreciate lately is, I don't really know what the style is called, but I'm starting to look into it, is kind of the lowrider style Harley. The ones that have the dropped handlebars, kind of, I mean, almost, it looks pretty cool. It looks like they're almost hitting on your knees, and then they usually have the 3 headlights in the front, and they sometimes they have like a good paint job, most of the time, and then they usually have some sort of cool pipe, and they usually look very low to the ground. So that's a certain style, right? And I've been coming to appreciate, and I've been wanting to stop these guys while I'm riding around. Today's actually kind of a nice day outside if you just have a like a jacket, and if you just protect yourself from the cold. It should be. I'm actually going to go out for a ride here in a little bit. Once after I upload this, um, but that's one of the styles too. And then one of the things that I feel has to be highlighted around here is also the motorcycle guys that come from Juarez. In Juarez, it's very similar to like European or South American style of motorcycles, where they're usually your monocylinder motorcycles, which is the single cylinder. Usually around this area, you see 250s. I do not know if 125s, the 125cc motorcycles, can come across here, and they're usually the cross. What is it? Cross. Like enduro style bikes, where you could use them either on the dirt, like some light terrain, or you could just use them on the street. And that's one of the things that we see a lot from all our bike riders in Juarez. And what you would call in Juarez, you call your abonero, or your motocicleta de abonero, I think, or just abonero bikes, right? And that's usually you're in an upright kind of position, and it's more easily handled, that motorcycle. And just the small engine, it makes it look pretty. It makes it a pretty reliable engine. First of all, those usually take very minimal maintenance, and it's very light. It's good on gas, and we do have a lot of those guys that come here to work in the U.S. Right from here in Juarez and El Paso, and those are also a part of the motorcycle thing that I want to get into. We got a couple bikes last year that I want to fix up, and they're also monocylinder motorcycles. They're the ones that they sell after that they use whenever they have classes for new riders. So last year we actually went one of my favorite shows, and I was really looking forward to it. And unfortunately, it was canceled. Hopefully, they'll be back this year. Is the 444 motorcycle show. And it was not last year, 2 years ago, 2019. It was at Epic Rail Yard. And it didn't have a lot of advertising and stuff like that. And I told my girlfriend, hey, I'm really excited about this show. I really want to go because I think it's one of those shows where we're going to get a lot of people that, like a lot of local bike builders. And yeah, that's exactly what it was. And it's one of those shows that, I'd love to be a part of it, go out there, take some pictures of some motorcycles. And I'm going to start looking into getting in touch with those people. But seeing those things, like, there's a reason why that Chopper show was so popular. They're works of art. And, they had to throw in some drama in there, which... that's part of a TV show, right? That's what makes people watch these guys throwing stuff and getting mad and everything. And that's okay. And I do want to highlight those things here locally. And the bike building is something that I think personally I could get into. I'm starting to work on my little workshop. I'm trying to work on my... I have my studio I'm changing where I'm going to record. That way I have a little bit more room. It's going to be that motorcycle room, but I'm fixing it up a little bit better. And eventually I have another project coming up. But that's further down the line, right? That's what I'm going to have my interviews once people are a little more comfortable. I've been hearing some good news about coronavirus. Unfortunately, this weekend, man, it was... And it wasn't even the weekend. It was, after Sunday. Sunday's when we got hit Valentine's Day. On Valentine's Day, a lot of things were canceled. Rightly so. It makes sense. I understand it. We just have to learn how to prepare more. And like I said, I know our friends and family in Juarez we're having a hard time. But all these things are going to pass. Just don't freak out. Try to prepare and everything. I know whenever you're not expecting your water inside your house to pipes burst and you don't have heat or gas or electric. I think they were shutting down electricity services in Juarez. I do want to point out, and I do want to try to encourage people to not just, if you hear something, don't keep spreading it out. Don't say that, hey, I heard that there's another winter storm coming and it's going to be worse. It's not. If just look at the forecast and don't, I know it's probably just gossip and everything, but you freak people out, and that's what leads us to shit like what happened with all the toilet paper and fucking water and everything running out from the stores. This was like a 3 day storm, right? Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday. And I mean, the weather's nice. It's like 50 degrees out, right? I'm going to go on my motorcycle because I'm crazy. I'm insane, whatever. It literally is 50 degrees outside. And even that weather is manageable. In a car, it's okay. And on a motorcycle, it's manageable. And I just want to emphasize, do not start spreading all these things about, oh, this storm is going to get worse. We're going to have another winter storm. We get these storms every year. And every year, people seem to forget. I posted on my own Facebook. I posted a thing from Bill Engvall, the comedian, he did the "Here's Your Sign" thing. I posted a small clip of a comedy routine of his, where he was making fun. And this is like 20 years old too. I think at least 15. I would imagine. And he was kind of poking fun of people in the news, the meteorologists, where the weather people, right? That I think he said something, and the clip doesn't even include it, but I think it's something around August, when the winter's coming here, that they always say that if in Texas, whenever it snows, we have to shut the whole state down, and that you have to go to the gas station and hoard gas, and go to the grocery stores and hoard food and bread for some reason. Apparently toilet paper now. And he said this only freaks out like the weather people. If you've been living in Texas for at least 3 years, you know that these things happen. And they're not too bad. Right? It's just people, we forget things too quickly. We forget a lot of things way too quickly. So yeah, just don't freak out. Just prepare. Most people have jobs where we can. We can prepare and ask for a day or two off. I know it's not ideal, but hey, if you're gonna go out and the weather's crazy and you might have an accident, if you have an accident, you're not gonna be able to go to work. You're not gonna be able to get paid. You're probably gonna get hurt. So just you have to kind of weigh your things, your options. So what I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to convince everybody, that this isn't even going to be relevant by this week. But just be careful and just be prepared. Chances are we have more stuff in our houses where you could stay indoors a couple days, right? So, just don't freak out. It'll be fine. Okay, so that's already, man. So a lot of the events that I covered last week, they're going to be moving up to this week. Like all the farmers markets and stores that had like events. I know the First Avenue artisan market. I think, if not, I'm not too mistaken, if my internet is slow. So that's the only thing I can complain about, right? My internet, it's a little slow. I might have to update my thing. So we'll see. Okay, so the first one that I have here, still planned for this next week, is the Upper Valley Farmers Market. That's going to be over on Sunset Road and Doniphan. Upper Valley Farmers Market, this is going to be this Sunday. Let me see. Booth. Oh, well, that's a booth for them. Let's see. On Montana, there's a Fat Tuesday karaoke. Right? Look at that. Darren Carter. Was that last week? Happening now. UTEP is having a pull push glass gallery, and the little picture for them is a like a little old school mower thing, little grass thing. Um, let's see. I don't know who that first. Why is? Oh man. Anyway, so last week, right? I'm gonna try to. There's not a lot of events right now. I don't know why. Um, there's just not coming up. I have like 6 events, right? There's a virtual art. Um, it's a call to artist, Mighty Frontline virtual art and award exhibit. And that's all these are on Facebook right now. El Paso Art Association. All right, I guess I have to join them, right? Let's see. El Paso Art Association. I could probably find a lot of people to try to help out and get to know here in El Paso. So they're celebrating Black History Month. This is the 17th, which is today, actually. So yeah, it's just an art exhibition online, and it's on YouTube, so you could watch that on YouTube. Is that the one only event that they have? Just keep yourselves posted on online. I mean, so Sunday it was really bad. Monday it was still bad, but it wasn't snowing anymore. Yesterday we saw the sun. It kind of peeked out from behind the clouds a little bit. And today there's probably no snow unless you probably have some shade like around your house. So just keep the El Paso Zoo is open, right? Go look at the penguins. I don't know if they even have penguins. But the El Paso Zoo opened last week. I'm just reading through my notes here. Don't forget to go visit Mission Trail Brewery. They already have a few of their taps that are already running. They have a nice variety. I also posted that on the AMP El Paso page. And then, I was going to say, I used to watch Seinfeld a lot, and it's become really relevant. Like some of the political things, like some of the racist things. One of the things was in the winter, like people here in El Paso, we're not very prepared for like heavy winters. Hopefully they're coming back. I know there's a lot of climate change things and everything, but it's a cycle, right? But anyway, I just thought if you're probably like me, you might know a little bit about Seinfeld, and it's just crazy irrelevant. And I think it's streaming on Hulu. I think I'm not too sure. So you could, I mean, if you like that, it's just funny and it's a little outdated. Maybe my girlfriend doesn't like it, but it's pretty relevant. And it has a lot of truth in it, I guess you could say. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You know, the last note that I had here, a couple last notes. This one was for last week. I was going to ask if the term whitexicans is offensive. Personally, I don't think so. But you're making fun. It's basically making fun of Mexican people that act white, like I guess like white people. And if listen, like I'm a millennial. I don't complain about a lot of shit, but if you're gonna be like a stickler for it, you're making fun of somebody for the way they look and the way they act. So by definition, it's offensive, right? Not that I care, not that it offends me, because I'm not even white, and technically I'm not entirely Mexican. I mean, I was born here in El Paso, so whatever, right? So I apologize. There wasn't a lot of art this week. Everybody's still I think everybody's still kind of reeling back from like our winter storm that we had here. Just don't hoard things. Don't freak out. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna keep posting things on AMP of events further this week. If you guys like the live, let me know. Send me a message if you know some artists that that want to share their art and everything. Let me know. Send me a message on the AMP page. Send me an email. I just got my brand new cards. I did post a picture of that too, and all my information's on there. I'm going to be carrying those around. so I could start kind of getting my name out there. I've been seeing a lot of traffic on the Facebook page lately, which is exciting. So I'm gonna keep that up. Like I said, I started last year and it was crazy. So this year, hopefully, is gonna be a little bit better. Just don't forget to follow, share, send me some feedback. Just don't be too rough on me. The Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitter is at AmpEPTX. And the page on YouTube is Amp El Paso. I'm going to post this to YouTube, to Twitter, and to the Facebook page. So give me a follow, give me a share, and I'll keep sharing all these art things. So here's to, we say this probably every week, but here's to a better year, right? Because last year sucked. So let's try to make this year not suck as much. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys later.